On today's episode, we'll be discussing creating a schedule for success. And success, mediocrity, and or failure, they all exist within how we spend our time in each given day. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, and we can't ever save time. It's a matter of how we spend and utilize our time. And so successful people make the most of their time each and every day. And this happens by first assessing the true value of everything that we do. So there are some things that are more valuable that we do on a daily basis than others. So you have low priority items and you have higher priority items. So some of those items may take the same amount of time to ultimately, complete those things. So let's just take, for instance, if I have the responsibility of I need some things to be filed. So I need to file some things, but also I need to complete a financial audit or some financial statements in a given day. Now, if I choose to spend, 3 hours completing, the filing process that ultimately is important, but if the financial statements and the financial auditing is more important based upon the value of what happens if and when that task is not completed. So is it more valuable for me to spend time on the financial statements, or is it more valuable for me to spend time on the filing? So we have to always ask ourselves or assess, making sure that within a given day, we may not always have time to do everything that we want to do, but we always have time to do the most important things and the things of the highest priority and the highest value. So it's important that we always evaluate as well how we spend our time on a given day. So here are some things that we all have to be honest and ask ourselves. How much time do I spend on social media? How much time do I spend surfing the internet? How much time do I spend just watching TV, Netflix, sports? How much time do I spend partying? How much time do I spend entertaining people in my life that may not necessarily add value to my life? So here are some essentials for creating success and things your calendar should consist of on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So let's get to some daily items. And these are things that should be done daily in the morning time. And how you set up your morning dictates how your day will ultimately flow. So getting in the routine or in the habit of doing certain things in the morning time is a predicator of how your day, how your energy will ultimately flow for that given day. So daily things in the morning. We want to allocate and set aside time for prayer time with God, first and foremost. The next thing is we want to also allocate time for clarity and meditation. Taking time out to just allowing yourself to just think and let your mind kind of wander. So clarity and meditation is very, very important. Making sure we take time out to rewrite and write our goals on a daily basis. So A, we should have goals, and then B, we should rewrite those goals every single day in the morning. Because studies show that by rewriting those goals, we increase our likelihood of achieving those goals by over 1,000%. And they help keep us top of mind once we rewrite those things on a daily basis. The next thing we want to do on a daily basis is take time to plan for the day. So we have to identify what are the things that I need to do for today. And then I need to prioritize those items versus high priority, medium priority, and or low priority. I need to make sure that the things that are of highest priority, based upon what happens if I don't get these things completed, how does that impact me? So making sure that we take time to plan how we're going to be successful for a given day. We also need to create time to read, hear, or watch something positive on a daily basis. This is something that may only take 2 to 5 minutes. So whether that's a devotional, whether that's a YouTube motivational video, whether that's a quote, whatever it may be. You want to make time to watch something, read something, find something that helps uplift you on a daily basis. Some other daily items that we want to incorporate for success on a daily basis is exercise, physical activity. Something we want to do on a daily basis at least 4 to 6 times a week. Also, allocating time to read. So I recommend at least 30 minutes a day. It's very, very important that we take time out to read each and every day. Taking time out and allocating time to study and to learn, as well as time to work on your craft. We also have to take time to allocate time for how we will outwork others. So in order for us to be exceptional or to attain or achieve certain success, we can't just look at the 40-hour work week as well within our industry, within our profession, and think that we can just put in 40 hours a week and expect to achieve exceptional results. So it's really when you begin to invest time above and beyond that 40-hour work week is when you're investing into being exceptional. You're investing into creating further success aside from just being average. And so that time can be learning more about your industry, learning more about your profession. It can be taking time to implement certain strategies, to practice certain things. So if I want to be, a digital marketer, for example, I have to also take time out to identify articles, trainings, videos. How can I improve my skill set? And on a daily basis, I've got to be willing to outwork others. So on a weekly basis, these are things that you want to allocate time for on a weekly basis. First, you want to plan your week in advance. So on a Sunday, you want to plan out a schedule for the upcoming week. The things that you need to do, the things that are upcoming, making sure that, whether it's, plans, for your child, whether it's things when it comes to work. Okay, I have this report that's coming up this week. So now I need to make sure that I'm preparing in advance for the things that are on my schedule for this upcoming week. So planning in advance is key. The next thing is I need to take time to review my bills, making sure that my bills are paid. This can be either a weekly, semi-monthly, or monthly, item, based upon how you choose to pay your bills. So if you choose to pay your bills manually, and the way that you have your bills set up, if your bills occur all throughout, a given month, then you want to make sure that you're reviewing those things either weekly or semi-monthly. But if you set up your bills whereby, they're on auto draft and they're paid automatically, this may be something that you review on a monthly basis. But taking time out to review your bills, review, your spending. Also, on a weekly basis, take time out to journal once a week. So journaling allows you to kind of reflect. And you can write down the things that you feel, the things that you've experienced in that given day, that given week. And then also it allows for you to look back at certain things that were happening, certain things that transpired. And you can see how you have overcome those things. You can see the progression of yourself. Certain things that you may have been worried about on last week, and you see, okay, well now this week or the next month, how I've overcome them, how I've been blessed. So journaling is very, very important, and it's a de-stressor. So the things that concern you, write those things down. Journaling is very, very important. And also on a weekly basis for success, it's important that we take time out to read an article or something not just tied to our industry, but outside of our industry and or profession. Learning about the latest trends in other industries. That's very, very important for creating success. So you have to know not just what's happening within your own box, but also in other industries and how that ultimately may impact you at a certain given point in time. On a semi-monthly basis, we want to make sure that we are allocating specific dates and times to contribute to our savings or our savings plan. So if we're paid semi-monthly, making sure that, okay, well, at or around those pay dates, that I'm making sure that I'm saving towards my savings plan. On a monthly basis, things that we should ultimately incorporate, set aside time each month, is to review my goals and my progress, and to identify where I need to make certain adjustments, or applaud myself for the progress that I've ultimately made for the previous and the prior week. Also, at the beginning of the month, making sure that you have goals set for that given month. What do I want to accomplish? What am I going to focus in on in regards to improving either myself, my family, being a better companion. What am I going to ultimately achieve this given month? Also, monthly basis, review your finances and your budget. Okay, if I have a budget in place, okay, this is the amount of money I need to spend or cut back this given month. At the end of the month, how did I fare? How can I continue on the path of progress? Or if I failed at it, okay, well, I'm going to do better this month. And this is where I failed, and this is how I'm going to ultimately improve. Also, once a month, for success, it's important that we always are givers. So I think that once a month, we need to allocate time for volunteering and or finding a way to simply give back to others. Volunteering your time, whether it's for a nonprofit, whether it's going to check on someone in the hospital, whatever it may ultimately be, at least once a month, find time to do something for someone else outside of just yourself and or your immediate family. Give back, contribute to someone else. Annually, things that should be within our calendar and our schedule should be we should complete strategic planning. And so what that basically means is we should set a plan in place, the vision in place, a vision board for the things that we want to achieve and accomplish within the next 12 months and long term. And we want to plot out how we're going to ultimately achieve those things within the next upcoming 12 months and long term. And then semi-annually, we need to review that strategic plan to identify where we need to pivot, make adjustments. Okay, well, this is what we set out to do 6 months ago, but this is where we are today, and so we may need to ultimately tweak and alter certain things. So reviewing our strategic plan, not just letting it be a one-time event or a vision board, a one-time event. We have to continuously review, those things. Miscellaneous items that we have to include within our calendar and our schedule. Allocating time for spending time with family, your children, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, people that are ultimately important to you. How and when are you going to make sure that you dedicate and allocate time to build that relationship? Also, setting aside time for fun. So when we complete the things that we need to do, when we take care of business, we also need to allocate time for fun, for some relaxation, for some downtime. Planning those things are so very important. And so it's important that we take the time to set aside specific dates and times in which we're going to ultimately do these things, incorporate these things within our calendar, within our schedule. So getting a planner, getting a journal, and saying, okay, well, hey, semi-monthly, whether that be, the 1st and the 15th, whether that be, the 2nd or the 4th Friday, of each month, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So making sure that you set specific, dates and times to build out your calendar and your schedule. In order to be successful, we've got to be very protective of how we spend our time and realize that not everyone and everything always deserves our time. So how we spend our time is valuable. It's something that we can never get back. And so a few quotes I want to share with you. This one is by John Maxwell. It says, I can predict the long-term outcome of your success if you show me your daily habits. By Brian Tracy, This one says successful people are simply those with successful habits. Joyce Meyer says spending time with God is the key to our strength and success in all areas of life. Be sure that you never try to work God into your schedule, but always work your schedule around Him. Another quote by John Maxwell also states that you'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret to your success is found in your daily routine. And one of my quotes that I want to share with you is sustainable success and productivity are never an accident. It's the result of intentionally planning and prioritizing what's most important, staying focused, and following through until completion. So in closing, remember, success starts with how you spend your time. Where you spend your time is where your energy and resources go. Your schedule determines your success. How you spend your time daily dictates your success. Evaluate your calendar and see how you spend your time. What you do each day forms habits, and your daily habits are what will either help you to achieve your goals or they will confine you to mediocrity. So I challenge you to set aside the time and begin creating a calendar and a schedule for success.